We are live with infinite recursion. Anyways, yeah, hello everyone. Probably no one's here yet, but maybe somebody is here. I can't tell actually, but we'll wait a bit and see someone joins. Yeah. I think this is my first time using the software StreamYard and kind of last minute replacement. So yeah, I guess we'll just get started. So today we're going to talk about themes. The challenge was, create a Gatsby theme. And, y'all been working on your stores. And now we're gonna try packaging up a site into a Gatsby theme. And as this describes, Gatsby theme, it basically takes any part of your site, any part of a Gatsby site, and turns it into a package that you can publish to NPM and you can use across, any number of sites that you want. So it's great. So if you have a bunch of sites and you want to, kind of like, abstract out part of it, like say, okay, we always use this header, or always use this like color theme, or we always use this set of components. They're a great way to kind of pull it in. And they're specifically created so that you can like pull in like Gatsby specific functionality. So, if you use, a particular source plugin or something, then you're ready to go. So there's a lot of use cases for this. Like if you're doing a lot of client work and you're building like similar type sites, like that can be, speed things up a lot. If you're at a company and you want to build, like 10 different kind of like micro e-commerce sites or something, then you can share all the function across that. And then, as you're building a new site, it makes it really easy to start that up. And as you kind of like continue to maintain and improve these sites, it's like you make a bug fix and you publish it to the theme, and then it's really easy to roll it out across all the different sites. So it's a great time saver for building lots of websites. Oops. Anyways, okay. So let's get started. So yeah, actually, well, I have some notes here. So first is like why theme? Yeah, if you're building lots of sites. Another is community themes. So there's also a lot of people who publish stuffs, themes that you can use as a basis for a site. So sometimes you're building a blog and you can just rely on Gatsby theme blog to do a lot of the heavy lifting for you, and it like can dramatically simplify stuff. A lot of people talk about like starters versus themes. Themes are when you want like you want abstraction and you want to kind of like carefully cordon off a part of the functionality. Starters are great because they also help you get started quickly, but you own all the code. It's sort of a blessing and a curse because with a starter, all the code is yours and you get to maintain it. Where a theme, someone else maintains part of it. But starters are also easier to kind of like, bend to what you want. So a theme can kind of get in the way sometimes because you're like, oh, the theme has all these assumptions baked in. It's not exactly what I want. So it's, that can be frustrating. So, but they're definitely a handy tool, and especially handy if you're building lots of your own sites. Okay. No comments. I think this is the only place I can see comments. Anyways, okay. Yeah, so here on the plugin search, you can view a lot of those. Yeah, and so what we're going to do today is take my personal blog and turn it into a theme. And I've wanted to try this for a while. So it's this little, well, maybe not. I don't know how little known, but anyways, this is actually the very first Gatsby site. Like I had a blog before I started working on Gatsby, and then as I was working on it, this is the first thing I kind of converted over once it was working well enough. And it's pretty simple, actually. It doesn't do a lot. It's just a bunch of markdown files in a directory, which then get turned into a bunch of pages, and it has a few React components and so forth. So I don't really need to turn it into a theme because I'm not going to create 10 different blogs that look like this, but it's a good exercise and a good demo of how you create a theme. So we'll head to the terminal, and I do everything in the terminal because that's how I go. So we'll go to my programs directory, see all my random stuff here. So we'll do Gatsby theme. So this is, I use Cooper Hewitt, which is one of my favorite typefaces here. So we'll call it the Cooper Hewitt blog. Hewitt blog. Okay, and so there's some nice docs. There you go. So there's some really good docs here. .com for creating a site, and they recommend creating a kind of a workspace using something called Yarn workspaces. And the reason is that when you're creating a theme, you want both the theme plus like at least one example site to be, both as like an example to people who might be, looking to use the theme, but also as sort of a guide to yourself as you're developing the theme. And Yarn workspaces allow you to, they're designed to help you build multiple kind of packages that work together. And so they're a perfect fit for doing this. And they have a starter that you can use for setting up a workspace, but I like to do things from scratch sometimes, and especially helpful for kind of demoing this stuff. So we'll do npm init to start a new project. Do that, yarn, there'll be yarn workspace for maintaining Gatsby theme Cooper Hewitt blog. Okay, and then Yarn workspaces. Should open this up, sort of a reference, because I don't use Yarn workspaces enough to memorize things. But yeah, so they have this sort of syntax here where you can define what workspaces are available. So just change this to Cooper Hewitt blog, and then example. And then we need to make those directories for the two packages. Okay, and then, hey, we got a comment. Yo. Gatsby is me. Anyways, okay. And then let's go back to here. So yeah, and then, yeah, so that's all we need there. Yeah, so then we want to go to each of these and do run npm init again. I just do everything but in MIT out of habit. And then same thing here. theme. So we'll call this Gatsby theme based on Mathews blog at brickgarage.io. And new Gatsby theme. Okay, so Yarn Workspaces has some cool helpers. So you can do Yarn Workspace. Yeah, so you do like, it says like Yarn Workspace, and then you specify the workspace, and then you can run Yarn commands. So we'll add packages. So for a theme, yeah, anyways, yeah, so we'll add to the example site kind of the basic packages that are needed to run Gatsby, which is Gatsby and React and React DOM. So run that. Workspaces can only be enabled in private projects. I believe, yeah, we should do private equals true. So very fair. Okay, so now we have a workspace. Okay, just let's pull this out into its own. We got some more people showing up. Got Leon, Seth, and okay, so install that, and then the last thing we need to do to make this sort of very minimal version working is, well, two things. So first is we add, actually, okay. Then we need to, so the theme can have anything that, so anything that's in your Gatsby site can be in a theme. So we'll just demonstrate that by adding a source pages directory into the theme. And we'll just add a super basic component. We'll just export default function index. Return div hello world. And then, yeah, and then in the example site, so Yarn Workspaces can also run NPM scripts in specific workspaces. So we'll just add one for running the develop command. Gatsby develop. And we can just run Yarn Workspace example develop. And it runs Gatsby develop there. And so assuming I didn't forget something, we will soon have an extremely basic theme and example site working. Okay, so it's up and no, didn't work. Oh, right. We haven't added a theme to the example site, so that is also necessary. So just do Gatsby theme. And so Yarn Workspace will know. Wait a second. Oh, you have to add that manually. Maybe. Let's look at our example here. Yeah, so I guess Yarn Workspace is not clever enough to know that you're trying to install a package that's also in the workspace. But we can just just added ourselves. Okay. So then if we run yarn again to just sort of, because yarn workspace sort of does some clever symlinking and so forth to have the example package use the other package. So you run yarn again to set that up. Okay, and then we run develop command again. Hopefully this time it will use the theme. And it didn't. Okay, what am I missing? So example site has the theme and the dependencies. Then interesting. Oh, also, yeah, of course, you have to add it to the Gatsby config. That makes a lot of sense. Okay, let's try this again. So we do example. Yeah, because themes are basically the same thing as plugins. And so, yeah, you need to add it to your Gatsby config for the actual site in order for Gatsby to recognize it. You kind of think it as like composable sites. So each theme is like a site. So you can have like multiple sites hung together. It's kind of similar to like micro front ends, microsites, that sort of thing. Okay, so run it again. Boom, 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 boom. And success. Awesome. Okay, so sweet. So now we have sort of the basic development environment set up. And so what's cool now is that despite having, so we have these like two different, directories, packages, but they're kind of working seamlessly together. So what's cool too is like if you're developing a theme, like I was saying earlier, like you typically won't want to develop a theme unless you have many sites. So this kind of setup scales very nicely. So right now we have like one example site, but imagine, again, you're maintaining like 20 sites. You can have all the sites in this yarn workspace in their own directories, plus you can have like 4 themes where you're sharing sort of different parts of the functionality across that. So like you get a nice development environment. So we say hello streaming world. We save that, and hot reloading, etc. works as expected. Yeah. Sweet. So making good progress. So we check that off. Yeah, let's do this next. So it's nice to have a theme, but it's also nice to deploy it to the internet. I don't know how to turn off notifications. Mac, turn off notifications. So pause. Well, I just want to do it for the next hour. Strange. I know people do this all the time. For some reason, I never do it. I don't know. Should be simple. I don't know. Well, anyways, let's deal with it. Select Do Not Disturb on the left. Oh. I just want to turn it off right now. It's so hard. Well, anyways, I could set that up, but it sounds complicated. Okay, actually, no, we'll just do this. They just keep coming. So 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Okay, hopefully that worked. Okay, cool. So recap. We building. We're turning my blog with Markdown, a few components into a theme so that we can in theory reuse it across multiple sites. And so far we set up the world's simplest theme with our theme here, and then example site sort of demo how it's working. So let's now take the next step and start extracting out different parts of my blog and pulling it into the theme. So let's just pop over to the blog and see what's going on there. So if we look at the Gatsby config, for example, oh, wait. I'm forgetting. We're going to deploy to Gatsby Cloud first. So that's it. Create. Oh, get in it. So first this week, we need to create that, and then GitHub has a command that will just do that. So you get push you origin master. Push you origin master. That's strange. Let's run this, I guess. Oh, that's why we haven't committed anything yet. That's going to complain. Okay, so we need to get ignore node modules. You know, want to do that. Get ignore. Well, that's it. Get in. Okay, sweet. Actually, I also want to ignore Gatsby stuff. So then we do get ignore.cache, get ignore public, and then get remove cache jar example.cache. Okay, so now, the same thing with okay, so now we have a nice clean commit with our changes to date. Cool. So do time honored rather initial commit message, and then I'll push that. Push. Cool. So if we refresh that, we see that. Okay. Now we go to Gatsby Cloud, and we can add the new repo real quick. See if there's any. Go to my organization. Well, that's no fun. The API is not returning. Looks like there's some slowdowns happening at Gatsby Cloud right now. Well, actually, I should just check. Is my internet working at all? Nope, that's working fine. Okay, we'll come back to that. Okay, so now let's move on to looking at the blog. So again, if we look at like the package.json, we have all these, and then and then we have Gatsby config. So honestly, what you can really just copy those into your site. So we'll just copy the dependencies, and then go back to that. But we don't actually want to. Gatsby should live on as a dependency of the actual site. So we'll remove that. And then, yeah, everything else, the same with React and React DOM. But yeah, everything else should be good. Maybe not prettier without doing. Try load ashes in here. It's kind of a old site. Sometimes accumulate craft. But we'll leave it there for now. So we can run yarn again to install things there. Okay, here we go. So important thing with workspace is that normally your site is at the root directory, but here it's actually at /example. Okay. Skip. Okay. Okay, so we also need to go back to the blog and get the Gatsby config. And then this we can just copy wholesale. Actually, I'll do it this way. Okay, so then, yeah, so then this is all here. Yeah, let's see how this is doing. Yeah, so that's chugging away. So okay, cool. So this then should be pretty much set up to work. So if we just save this, and then basically how my blog works is that I just sort of put all the markdown files right in the pages directory, and then it's set up to then just create pages from them. So let's just copy. Okay, actually, we also need one more thing. We need the Gatsby node file, because that has some logic to create the pages. Yeah, we also need templates. Okay. Yeah, so this it creates a slug, has some so this is sort of it's a holdover from like a older blog, and I didn't feel like, converting it anyway. So anyway, so it has some custom logic here for creating the slug as I want, and then creates the pages there. Okay, so yeah, so we also need to then copy over the source templates. So first we'll create template structuring. Source template start, Gatsby theme templates, source templates. Then also let's just copy over one blog post. We'll do yeah, since it's sort of a font. Okay, and then we'll move this into the example site. So I need source pages. Oh, that's funny. Okay, let's try copying this again. Okay, source pages. Cool. Okay. Probably there's a lot of things that aren't ready to go yet. But after a while, I just like to see what's going to break. Even though I know it's going to break, seeing what breaks then tells me what next I need to do. Okay, so cannot find, which probably means I need to run yarn again. Just that's funny. So it is here. Why is it not happy? Why is it not able to find it? So yeah, this is one odd thing about yarn workspaces. Is Gatsby Cloud better than Netlify? Yes. Yeah, I mean, our builds are faster and it's awesomer. Incremental builds is now in the free version. Largely speaking, yes. Gatsby Cloud still has a bunch more optimizations that, it's very specific to Gatsby Cloud. But yeah, we monetize a blog with the. Yeah, I mean, you can build whatever site you want in Gatsby Cloud. And so however you want to monetize it, it's fine. Okay, oh, cool. So now this is running. And yeah, so sort of our initial work is working. Okay, so let's continue on debugging this. So why is it not finding plugin? So if we look at that and grab Gatsby Cloud, it is there. And yet it says it can't find it. So strange. Plugin, Gatsby. Okay, yeah, so it's there. How strange. Huh. I wonder if they just. That's Yeah, I think it's just a bug in the plugin. So okay, so we got past that, and now we have a bunch of other. Like I said, that's what I wanted. Lots of errors. So okay, so now it's expecting a logo. So we can copy that over first. So yeah, so we can add a logo to the theme. So just copy over. Actually, wait. No, let's make that in the example directory or example site, because you always want the logo to be specific to the site. So do that, static logo to example static. Okay, so that will fix that problem. And then next is it says there's no front matter, which means it's maybe not. Did the example content get pulled over is the question then. Yeah, so it's here and there's front matter. Who knows? Let's try it again. Yes. Same errors. Just clear out all the. You Command K in the terminal on Macs. It clears everything out, which makes it a lot easier to scroll. I think I know why. Yeah, okay. So one thing that's like tricky about themes is that you can't use stuff like dir name. So dir name gets the current directory of this specific file, which with Yarn workspaces and themes messes everything up because it's not, yeah, it's not going to be, because now this specific file, which normally is at the root of the site, is now inside your node modules. And so you can't use the same thing. So I forget actually what you do. Gatsby Themes, dir name. What do you know? There's a doc. Okay, so well, okay, it's actually simple. We just need to do a relative link. And I'll pretty sure that's all we need to do. Okay, so I'll show this again. So yeah, so the problem is that we set up a source plugin to look at a directory that didn't exist, and then it wasn't finding a markdown file. Okay, it's still not finding a markdown file. Oh, different problem now. It has, my blog has sort of draft functionality, but for simplicity, we'll just ignore that. So I'll say goodbye to that. And goodbye to that. Okay. You might have, well, you clear some errors, and then there's sure to be others come on behind. Okay, so now we kind of have the reverse problem where we have a relative link, which is see. Interesting. So I think we just need to write that. So this makes it relative to the current directory. Actually, no. Yeah, so this path resolve, I believe, uses the current working directory, which is whatever is sort of, the root of the site. But because this is now in a node modules directory, we just need to change this to be specific to the plugin. So ironically, we need the same, we do want to be specific here. Okay, let's see if this works. Because with it just like a relative link like that, it was going to the base of the site, and then example, and then source templates. But now it should be the base of the theme, source templates. Okay, let's run that again. Yeah. Yeah, but yeah. So aside from that missing / there, it is now at the theme. So yeah, so it is correct otherwise. Hopefully, we'll see in a second. No errors. Oh, an error. Okay, still missing something. It's missing the typography utils. So there's a package like typography.js, and it needs a configuration file. So again, we'll pull that out of the blog. Source utils. But we need to make. So we'll just put this in. Actually, wait. Yeah, I'll just move it to. Yeah, so this could be. So this is an interesting thing about building a theme, is because you can decide like, should something live in the theme or should something live in, the site. And there's a lot of trade-offs going either way. But we'll just move the typography configuration file there. Okay, and then I'll move that source. Okay. So now, let's run it again. More as, layouts. Okay, so, but now this is saying, okay. Okay, so we have a layout component in the blog that we need to move over, and the templates are trying to rely on that. And then also another image that needs moved over. And also, okay, so first, and then this read next thing. So we're just gonna like kill some stuff from. Okay. And then there's Kyle Brown. So yeah, I have a profile picture. Okay, so we can move that over. And then I think those, so the layouts, profile picture, and the typography needs to be in, does actually need to be in the theme. So the template is going to refer to it. So that's fair. Example, source utils, typography. And then source to make that. Okay. And then the layouts. Copy the blog, source, layouts, index to. Okay. And then the profile pic. So this is just, I believe it's just, yeah, images. So images directory. And then again, copy it over source images. Okay, let's try it again. I think the typography thing will still break because it's a relative path again, but we'll see. Yeah. So same thing here. I think the right solution is just to do no errors. Okay, so this works. Well then, okay, we didn't bring the front page over, but if we do that, oh, okay, well, all right, there we go. We're getting really close. So yeah, so we don't have the front page or sort of the blog index page, but we do have the two template pages and the one blog post to go over. And yeah, brought the images in. Cool. Yeah, we're also missing the fonts. But yeah, we're getting close, and we have 8 minutes. Can we do it? Okay, so yeah, just copy some more stuff over. So source pages index.js, and then yeah. So this is again, I was like, should the home page be in the theme or should it be in the site? I'm gonna say it should be in the theme in the site because every site's gonna have a different home page. So move that there, and then now. Can't. Okay, so this is a interesting part about this is that then this needs to be pulled from Gatsby theme. Cooper Hewitt blog / source. Should work. Yeah. Okay. So that works. So now if we go. Well, no. Still not liking the home page. All right. Oh, there it goes. Didn't like it at first, but it figured it out. Okay, so now we need the blog page. So same thing. We'll just pull the blog over source. Oops. This should be in the theme because it's a sort of a generic landing page. Okay, and then has a draft as well, which we don't want. We're not doing draft again, so just pull that out. And voila. We have, yeah. is like about done. So we don't have an about page, but we're going to ignore that. We'll just get the styles working, and then we're going to call it good. So, so that's the curious thing is why actually isn't the styles working? Where are they pulled in? Let's go over to the blog and see where they do. So it's like import star Cooper. It's in the Gatsby browser. That makes sense. Let's see what's in there. We could just copy a wholesale. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's just copy that right into the theme. So do a copy again from the blog. Gatsby browser. That. Because again, like a theme is a Gatsby site basically, so it has full access to all the Gatsby kind of special files. Okay, so we copy that to there, and then still not importing. It might not hot reload that file, unfortunately. Sometimes, yeah, the special Gatsby files are only seen at the start. You can hot reload changes to them afterwards, but we don't pick them up later on. Oh, yeah, so, okay. One more thing that we need. Source, CSS, prism, employee. And then I'll just put this there, and then change that. Okay. And do we have? Ooh, we got our fonts, our custom font, Cooper Hewitt. It's living up to its name. Well, cool. Aside from the about page, we're kind of in business. Let me just, for funsies, copy over, one more blog post just to see, show how that works. So we'll do, I like this blog post. Yeah. Now we have, yeah. So basically you can, I can just create one from scratch too. So example source pages, and it's like 2021, 04, what is today's date? 08, dash, and example blog post. Oh, that's gonna, okay, create the directory first. I think in my blog I have a, well, that's, let's clean that up now. Anyways, pages, example source pages. And then we do add an index.md, and then we need, I don't remember. I do not write blog posts often enough. Oh, that's annoying. Okay, so we have title, hello, streaming, audience, and then tags, YouTube, streaming, 100 days of Gatsby, and then date 2021. Wow, that's interesting. This is almost exactly 10 years after this post below. Things like that make me suspect I'm getting old or something. Okay. It'll be like, hello world. Okay, so if I didn't screw something up, and then look at the blog index page. Yeah, there we go. And yeah, we have tags, streaming, YouTube, and then we can edit stuff. This is the bomb diggity. There you go. So caps is a bit much. Okay, that's a little more reasonable. So yeah, so let's commit this. It's after 10, so come back to notifications. So let's commit all our changes. Finish migrating blog to the theme. And add some example posts to the example site. We'll push that. And this will start building in a second. But yeah, so that's how you do it. It's like you can pretty much just copy over, you know, parts of your site that you want to abstract out into a theme. And Yarn Workspaces makes it really seamless to kind of get that work in and test it out. And I don't have time for here because I don't really want to post it in NPM. But yeah, but the next thing you do is you can actually then publish this theme there. And then it's really easy to either, you know, share it with your friends, share it with the public community, or, you know, you could publish to a private thing if, you know, if you have a bunch of, again, like internal sites or agency sites type stuff that you're building and maintaining, you know, then you can use that theme across all of those. And it's all tracked by Git. It has the full power, you know, these themes have the full power of Gatsby behind them. And it's pretty fun. And it failed. Oh no. Well, that's kind of useless. Well, we're not going to debug this now. Oh yeah, okay, this is just a straight up bug. I will get right on that, fix that. Anyways, just the end. So just have to end the broadcast. It was great hanging out with y'all. Take care. Bye.